Good morning. Today is Thursday, May the 14th, and this is our weekly update briefing on the COVID pandemic situation. As of May 13th, Bossier Parish has experienced 324 positive results from the testing and unfortunately 22 deaths. Public safety remains our number one priority, and at this point I'm going to ask our two public safety chiefs to make some brief remarks. Chief Zagone.
I'd like to start by saying thank you to the first responders, healthcare workers once again. At this point, we're doing business as usual and doing what we've talked about in the past. But with phase one coming, fire prevention has been very busy, and I've met with some businesses to help them with occupant loads and all of that. So the main message today is that if you need help with your occupant load with a business, the number 741-8704 is our Fire Prevention Bureau, and we'll be glad to come out and help you if you need help figuring out your occupant load. We do have the mosquito fogging machines that we are prepared for when we can use playground equipment, stuff like that, be able to sterilize the outside of the building. We'll do a 1/3 bleach to a 1 gallon of water mix that we'll use for disinfecting around City Hall or anywhere the public may be. We also have the sneeze glass installed, the temporary one now, and with the permanent one coming anywhere we have dealings with the customers in a city organization. So we're taking the necessary steps to disinfect, protect, keep the public safe, and protect the citizens of this community.
I'd also like to thank the first responders and the medical community, also as well as our citizens for doing good, adhering to the guidelines set up by the government. We are also preparing to go into phase one. As far as the police department individually, we're going to open back up the front lobby to access to the general public. We be limited in the numbers in the lobby at any one time. We're also going to encourage people to make appointments for ABO applications, to continue to make appointments or detective interaction. We're also still encouraging people to do online access for police reports, crash reports such as that. You can also call 741-8605 for any assistance in reference to obtaining police reports. And again, we ask everybody to continue their efforts to adhere to the guidelines set forth for phase one.
The good news we're able to report this morning is that the state has met its criteria now to move to the gate to phase one of opening up America again. So effective May 15th, this coming Friday, all our federal guidelines have been met. The governor is going to issue a proclamation. We're expecting it around 4 o'clock today, but it will officially direct the actions that we'll be taking in phase one. The proclamation is expected to remove the stay-at-home directive, but recommends that individuals of higher risk continue to stay at home. Everyone should continue to wear a mask where appropriate and continue good personal hygiene and the 6-foot social distances. The types of businesses that may open effective Friday will open with a 25% occupancy limit and must comply with sanitation guidelines and physical social distances. Some examples of this are the types of businesses that will be opening are the following that may open: gyms and fitness centers, barbershops and hair salons, casinos and video poker, and there are several caveats and restrictions that the casinos have to meet before they can open. So some may not open, but technically they can. Theaters, racetracks, but no spectators at the races. Museums can open, zoos, aquariums, bars, and breweries with Louisiana Department of Health food permits may open. And also the Bossier Tennis Center is expected to open. Businesses that are to remain closed include the following: massage parlors, spas, tattoo parlors, carnivals, amusement parks, trampoline parks, arcades, fairs, breweries without Louisiana Department of Health food permits, pool halls, contact sports, children's play centers, theme parks, adult entertainment venues, and other similar businesses. All non-essential businesses can open in phase 1, but are limited again to the 25% of the total occupancy. And as Chief Zagone has mentioned, we can provide assistance in helping you figure out what that number of people will be. Businesses and church employees who work with the public should have face coverings or masks, and with the exception of gaming establishments, no church or businesses is required to register in advance to open, but it is highly recommended that you do so you can receive information more quickly. And you can register at opensafely.louisiana.gov to receive guidance on opening and then answer a lot of questions you may have. You also, as previously indicated in other briefing, feel free to contact the city at our website, www.bossiercity.org, and for businesses, opensafesbc.com. The governor is expected to announce on June the 1st, with an effective date of June the 5th, whether or not the state will meet all the criteria to move into phase 2 of the recovery. City employees and public service complex, the city municipal and the public service complex will be open Monday, May 18th, and all employees will be back to work except those who are ill. Citizens will be directed to enter and exit on the Beckett Street side of the building. That's on the north side of the building. People will be checked as they come into the building, and all employees will return to work, and all of them will have their temperature checked as they arrive at their workstation. We will be maintaining the physical separation, and we put guidelines on the floor and ropes and stanchions, and we're getting protective glasses and shields to make it safe for citizens and for employees. Citizens are urged to schedule appointments with the city, and the phone number for the various departments can be found on our website, which again is www.bossiercity.org. And although not required, citizens are requested to wear masks. Beware of scams, and anybody asking for your social security number or that you send money, these sorts of things, is a red flag. Do not fall victim of that, and if you have questions or whether you have questions, you should report it to our police department at the numbers that have been previously provided. All through this, regardless of what phase we're in, ladies and gentlemen, there's things that we have to do regardless of what phase we're in. And these have been talked about over and over again, but it's good that we continue to remind ourselves, because they're critical if we're going to continue to progress towards getting out of this pandemic with the fewest casualties and with the least impact on our businesses. We have to continue washing or sanitizing our hands, avoid touching the face, sneeze or cough into the elbow, disinfect frequently used items and surfaces, wear a face mask when in public or on mass transit, stay home when you feel sick, and contact and follow the guidance of your medical provider. Many are facing what is becoming to be known as quarantine fatigue, but I remain confident that we will continue to perform and meet our personal responsibilities as we work toward being able to get into phase 2 and this new normalcy. Unfortunately, we're going to be dealing with this for some time, and it's just imperative that we individually comply with these things if we are to recover with the least amount of damage and deaths and injuries. And so I ask everybody to continue to wear the mask and follow all these guidelines that we've been provided. Our next scheduled briefing will be Thursday, May the 21st. And again, thanks to all of our citizens and guests for complying with the directives. Good day.